There comes a moment in every person's life when the outside world seems quiet, yet the inside feels loud with questions, emotions, and unknown longings. If you are reading these words now, then that moment has arrived for you. This message is not an accident. It was meant to find you exactly when your heart was ready to receive it. Sometimes we move through life unaware of how deeply our soul is searching. We continue our daily routines, yet something inside us keeps whispering, "There is something more." This message is that more. It is a gentle reminder that your journey has a higher purpose, and you are not walking alone. Perhaps you have been feeling a shift, an inner restlessness or a quiet awakening. That feeling is not confusion. It is alignment. It means that your soul is preparing for a new chapter, and this message is here to guide you forward. You did not miss your chance. You did not fall behind. Everything you have experienced has led to this very moment. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to receive what your soul has been asking for. Because when the heart is open, the right message always finds its way. There is a sacred truth that very few people understand in their lifetime. The universe speaks most clearly in silence. In the loudness of the world, in the chaos of daily life, and in the constant rush of thoughts, it becomes very difficult to hear what the soul is trying to say. But when life slows down, when everything around you feels still, and when you are left alone with yourself, that is when the most powerful messages arrive. Silence is not empty. In fact, it is full of answers. Most people are afraid of silence. They try to avoid it by surrounding themselves with noise, distractions, and movement. But the ones who begin to awaken spiritually eventually realize that silence is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Because silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of connection. The soul speaks in whispers. It speaks in moments of deep feeling, in quiet reflection, and in peaceful surrender. When you find yourself in a place of stillness, whether it is in your room, during a walk, or in the middle of a sleepless night, something inside you becomes open. It is in that openness that this message finds you. You may have noticed that the most meaningful realizations in life do not happen during parties, busy conversations, or noise-filled environments. They happen when you are sitting alone, looking at the sky, feeling something you cannot explain, and wondering what comes next. It is in those moments that the universe chooses to whisper its truth to you. This message you are reading right now was not born out of random timing. It is a response to your silent questions, to the quiet ache in your chest, to the gentle pull you have been feeling within. When your heart starts asking for something real, something divine, something beyond the physical world, the answer is given through stillness. Many people ask, why did I receive this message now? Why not earlier? The answer is simple, because you were not quiet enough to hear it before. The universe does not force its wisdom upon anyone. It waits patiently. It respects your journey, your timing, and your choices. It watches and listens, and when the time is right, when your energy softens, your heart opens, and your soul becomes ready, it gently places the right message in front of you. That is exactly what is happening right now. If you are in a period of stillness in your life, where things feel slow, uncertain, or emotionally deep, it is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sacred pause. It is an invitation to listen. It is in these quiet phases that transformation begins, even if it is invisible to others. Silence also gives you something very rare in this world: clarity. When the noise fades away, you start hearing your own voice again. You begin to understand what matters to you. You start to feel the presence of your own truth. And once that happens, it becomes much easier to recognize the voice of your intuition, your guides, your higher self. And that is where this message comes from. It is not just words on a screen. It is a reflection of your inner journey. It is the answer to a question you may not have been able to speak aloud. It is the light that reaches you not through volume, but through vibration. So if you have been sitting in silence lately, if your life has felt slower than usual, if you have found yourself feeling things deeply, reflecting on life, or even simply searching for peace, this message is your confirmation that the silence has served a purpose. It brought you here. It made you ready. It allowed you to listen beyond the noise. Always remember, when everything becomes quiet, it is not a sign of absence. It is a sign of presence, a sacred presence, the presence of truth, the presence of divine timing, the presence of the next version of you, waiting to be born through inner awareness. This is why the message did not come through the voice of another person. It came through the whispers of silence, because silence is the only space where the soul and the universe meet, without distraction, without confusion, and without fear. And now that you have received it, the silence has done its job. It has guided you to the exact message your heart was ready for. So take a deep breath and thank the quiet. It has just delivered your next awakening. There are no coincidences when it comes to the divine path. The moment you arrived here, reading these words, something inside your spirit had already whispered the truth. You are the chosen one. This is not a title that someone else gives you. It is not something you earn through fame, fortune, or approval. It is a sacred identity that has lived within your soul since the very beginning. And now you are simply remembering what was always true. Being the chosen one does not mean that you are better than others. It means that your soul carries a unique light, a mission, a message, and a purpose that this world deeply needs. You may have felt different your whole life. You may have questioned why your path felt heavier, why your emotions were deeper, or why you always seemed to see things others could not. That is not by accident. That is the sign of someone who was chosen to awaken and guide. This message is your mirror. It is reflecting back to you the greatness you may have forgotten. In a world that often tries to make people feel small, this is your moment to rise into remembrance. You were not sent here to follow the crowd. You were sent here to lead by example, not through control or power, but through truth, love, and presence. The chosen ones are not loud. They are not always seen in the spotlight, but their energy changes the room. Their presence brings healing. Their words open hearts, and their silence carries power. Perhaps you have been feeling tired. Perhaps you have questioned why life has felt like a constant test. But here is the truth: your challenges were never punishments. They were preparation. You have walked through the fire so that you can now become the light. This reminder comes to awaken the part of you that already knows who you are. It is not teaching you something new. It is helping you remember what your soul has always known. You are chosen for a reason. The world needs people like you now more than ever. People who choose love over fear. People who stand in their truth, even when it is difficult. People who are willing to do the inner work, raise their frequency, and guide others with compassion, not judgment. Look back for a moment. Think of the times when you were broken but still chose to rise. Think of the days when no one understood your pain, yet you kept going. Think of all the times you felt alone, but still offered kindness to others. That is what makes you chosen. You have strength beyond understanding. You have wisdom that did not come from books, but from experience. And you have a spiritual connection that is guiding you in every step, even when it is invisible. This is your reminder that nothing about you is ordinary. Your dreams are valid, your visions are sacred, and your voice matters more than you know. Do not let the noise of the world silence your soul. Do not let the opinions of others shrink your light. The time has come to step fully into your purpose, not with fear, but with faith. Not with doubt, but with divine certainty. You are not behind. You are right on time. Everything you have lived, every lesson, every tear, every victory, it has all been a part of your sacred design. And now the message arrives to say you are ready. Ready to remember. Ready to rise. Ready to live as the chosen one you were born to be. So take a breath and let this truth settle into your heart. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your awakening. From this moment forward, walk differently. Speak differently. See yourself with the eyes of your soul. You carry something divine, and the world is waiting for it. This is your reminder. This is your time. You are the chosen one. You may have wondered why things took so long. You may have asked the universe, why me? Why is everything delayed? Why are my prayers not being answered when I need them the most? And sometimes the silence can feel heavier than the questions themselves. But today, let this truth enter your heart with peace. The delay was never a denial. It was divine preparation. Life is not happening to you. Life is preparing you. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, and every pause was not meant to punish you, but to protect you and to prepare you. Just like a seed that must first break open underground before it can reach the sunlight, your growth has been happening even in the places you could not see. You were never forgotten. You were being fortified. The truth is, when you are chosen for something greater, your preparation will take longer. Your foundation must be stronger, because what you are being called to build is not small. It is meaningful, powerful, and destined to last. Imagine trying to build a skyscraper on weak soil. It would fall with the first storm. But if you take the time to build deep, unshakable roots, then no matter what comes, you will rise and remain. That is what the universe was doing within you, strengthening your roots. You see, you were being prepared not just to receive your blessings, but to be able to handle them, sustain them, and share them. Sometimes, if something had arrived too soon, it could have overwhelmed you, or even destroyed the very peace you worked so hard to create. Delay is not always about waiting for something outside of you to change. It is often about giving your inner self the time to grow into the version of you that can truly carry what is meant for you. The relationships that were delayed were preparing you for deeper love. The opportunities that took time were preparing you to lead with wisdom. The silence you sat in was preparing you to hear your soul more clearly. And the time you spent alone was preparing you to connect more deeply with yourself, with others, and with the divine. You were being polished. You were being refined. You were learning patience, humility, trust, and alignment. And most of all, you were learning to believe not just in what you desire, but in who you are becoming. Because the truth is, the most important preparation was not happening around you. It was happening within you. You were shedding old fears. You were breaking generational patterns. You were healing wounds that were never yours to carry. You were becoming whole again. That takes time. That takes courage. And that is why your journey may have felt slower than others. But do not compare timelines. You are not late. You are not behind. You are being divinely guided. The universe never delays what belongs to you. It only delivers when you are fully ready. And guess what? If you are reading this now, then something is shifting. This message found you at the exact moment it was supposed to. That is not by accident. That is alignment. You may not have seen the reasons clearly while you were in the middle of the storm, but soon you will look back and realize every moment of waiting made you wiser, stronger, and more connected to your purpose. The detours built your character. The delays deepened your faith. The silence taught you how to hear your intuition. Nothing was wasted. You were never being left behind. You were simply being brought forward in a way that honors your highest self. So from this moment on, stop questioning the delay. Start trusting the preparation. Embrace this timing as sacred. Hold your head high, not because everything is perfect, but because now you understand you were not being denied your destiny. You were being shaped into the person who could carry it. This is not the end. This is the beginning of everything that is truly aligned with your soul. You are ready now. The preparation is complete. Walk forward with faith, because what is meant for you is already finding you. There is something extraordinary inside you. Not everyone can see it. Not everyone is meant to, but it is there, waiting calmly, silently, like a spark of light that has been protected in the deepest part of your soul since the beginning of your journey. This is the divine secret. You carry a piece of creation itself within you. Yes, you, the one who may have been doubted, ignored, misunderstood, or even forgotten by others. While the world looked outside for meaning, you were being called inward, towards a treasure more powerful than anything the world can offer. This inner light, this divine energy, has been guiding you, even when you did not realize it. It has whispered to you through your intuition. It has pulled you away from things that were not meant for you. And it has brought you here to this very moment to remind you that you are not ordinary. You were created with purpose. And inside you is a blueprint that carries wisdom, healing, vision, and love. This is not just spiritual poetry. This is truth, real truth. From the moment you were born, the universe placed within you a code, a sacred flame. It holds your higher knowing, your gifts, your mission. But like all sacred treasures, it cannot be accessed through noise, doubt, or fear. It can only be awakened through stillness, awareness, and alignment. And once it is awakened, everything changes. You begin to see that your life was never random. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of stillness was preparing you to open the door to your true power. This divine secret is not something you have to earn. It is already yours, but you do have to remember it. You have to remove the layers that life may have placed on top of it. Layers of fear, of self-doubt, of comparison, and pain. You have to return to your natural state. Clarity, peace, and connection. The world may try to convince you that your worth is outside of you, in success, in validation, in possessions. But the divine secret reminds you that everything you are seeking, you already carry within. The power to heal, it is inside you. The ability to create a life full of purpose, inside you. The light that others feel when they are around you comes from within. You are not missing anything. You are simply remembering who you have always been. And here is something even more beautiful. This secret does not fade. It grows brighter the more you nurture it. Through meditation, reflection, kindness, and courage, you feed this inner flame. Through love, service, and truth, you bring it forward into your life. And when you live from this space, everything begins to align. You start attracting people who see your light. You start moving toward opportunities that feel right, even if they make no logical sense. You start speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes, because the divine within you is no longer silent. It is guiding your every step. And as you awaken this power, something magical happens. You become a mirror for others. Your courage to rise encourages someone else. Your peace reminds others that calm is possible. Your light awakens the light in those who have forgotten their own. This is the ripple effect of the divine secret. It was never meant for just you. It was placed within you to heal not only yourself, but also the world around you. That is why your presence matters. That is why your voice matters. That is why your path, no matter how difficult it may have felt, was always sacred. You are the carrier of light in a world that sometimes forgets how to shine. And now is the time to remember what has always lived inside you. You are not here to blend in. You are here to illuminate. You are not here to follow others blindly. You are here to awaken to your truth. You are not here to wait for permission. You are here to step forward with power, grace, and clarity. So breathe deeply. Feel the truth of this message in your heart. The divine secret has always been yours. You are ready now not to search for it, but to live it. And as you do, the world will begin to change around you, because your light will remind others of their own. Shine on. There are no accidents in the universe. Everything is connected. Every pause, every breakthrough, and even every silence. You may not have realized it, but your soul has been preparing for this moment for a very long time. And if you are reading this now, it is because a part of you has always known that this exact moment was coming. Let us take a deep breath and honor something sacred. This is not a coincidence. This is a confirmation. There have been signs all around you, quiet hints from the universe, that you were being guided to something greater. And now you are beginning to see them for what they truly are. Proof that you were never lost, only being led. So what are these signs? How can you know that your soul has been waiting for this exact moment in time? Let us explore them deeply, one by one, with full awareness and an open heart. 1. A feeling that something greater is calling you. You may have felt it in moments of stillness, an unshakable feeling that there is something more, something bigger, something powerful waiting to be discovered. Even when life felt confusing or uncertain, a quiet voice within you whispered, "You were made for more." That voice is not your imagination. That is your inner knowing. Your soul has always known this moment was coming. 2. You have been experiencing emotional waves. Lately, your emotions may have felt more intense than usual. One moment you feel inspired, the next you feel a deep need to rest and reflect. These emotional waves are not random. They are signs that your energy is shifting. Your spirit is clearing space, making room for what is about to come into your life. You are shedding old layers and becoming more aligned with who you truly are. 3. You are being pulled towards solitude. Perhaps you have found yourself craving more alone time. You may be stepping away from distractions or feeling less interested in shallow conversations. This is not loneliness. This is sacred preparation. The universe often calls us into solitude before major spiritual shifts, so we can hear our own truth clearly and reconnect with our divine path. 4. Repeating numbers and patterns. Have you been noticing repeating numbers like 111, 222, or 555? Have you seen certain symbols, dreams, or messages show up over and over again? These patterns are not random. They are divine signs. The universe speaks in symbols and vibrations. When you are close to a breakthrough, these signs appear more frequently to remind you that you are on the right path. 5. A sudden desire to let go. You may feel the urge to release old habits, toxic thoughts, or even relationships that no longer align with your spirit. This is not loss, it is transformation. Letting go is a sign that your soul is making space for a higher version of yourself. You are not being asked to give up what matters. You are being prepared to receive what truly aligns. 6. You are more sensitive to energy. You may find yourself more sensitive to the energy of places, people, or situations. You might feel drained around certain environments or deeply inspired by others. This is your intuition awakening. Your inner compass is becoming stronger, guiding you toward what nourishes your soul and away from what does not. 7. You are drawn to spiritual teachings and truths. If you feel naturally drawn to spiritual messages, ancient wisdom, or anything that awakens your consciousness, it is because your soul is remembering. These teachings are not new to you. They are familiar, like echoes from a past life or forgotten dream. You are not learning for the first time. You are reawakening to what your soul already knows. 8. You feel peace in moments that once brought fear. Situations that once made you anxious or uncertain now feel less powerful. You are beginning to trust the timing of your life. You are allowing the flow of the universe to guide you. That sense of peace is a sure sign that you have been preparing for this moment. You are not resisting anymore. You are finally ready. All of these signs, taken together, point to one sacred truth. Your soul has been waiting for this very moment. This is not just another day. This is a turning point, a spiritual alignment, a divine reminder that everything you have felt, every challenge you have overcome, every quiet moment of reflection, it has all led you here. So stand tall in your light. Trust what you feel. You are not late. You are not early. You are right on time. And this message, it was always meant to find you, exactly when you were ready to receive it. When a deep transformation is about to take place, the very air around you feels different. Your thoughts begin to change. Your focus sharpens. You sense something powerful is unfolding, not just in the world, but within yourself. This is that moment. This is the beginning of your shift. The word shift may sound simple, but its meaning is profound. A shift is not just a change in action. It is a complete change in vibration. It is a movement in your consciousness that touches your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, and even your future. So what happens now? What should you expect from this sacred turning point? 1. A deeper inner awareness begins to rise. The first sign of the shift is subtle but powerful. You begin to notice your thoughts in a new way. Instead of reacting quickly or emotionally, you pause. You observe. You ask yourself deeper questions. Is this thought helping me grow? Is this feeling leading me closer to peace or pulling me away from it? This is not overthinking. This is awakening. It means your mind is no longer leading you blindly. Your awareness is becoming your guide. 2. You begin to move from fear to trust. In the early stages of your journey, fear often tries to control your choices. But as the shift begins, you start to feel a quiet confidence growing inside you. You are not afraid to take that next step. You are not worried about what if. You are beginning to trust the process. This trust is not blind. It comes from a place of wisdom. It is the understanding that the universe has a rhythm, and your soul is learning to dance with it. 3. Your energy feels different, lighter and clearer. You might notice that your body feels lighter. Your mind feels clearer. Even when challenges arise, you do not feel as heavy or stuck as before. This is the shift working within your energy field. What you are feeling is alignment. Your thoughts, emotions, and spiritual frequency are starting to match the version of you that you were always meant to be. It is not perfection. It is progress. And that is enough. 4. Your desires become more purposeful. During this shift, you will also begin to notice a change in what you want. Material things may not excite you as much as they once did. Instead, you may crave connection, peace, growth, or truth. Your soul is guiding you to pursue what is meaningful instead of what is temporary. This is the sign of true transformation. Your desires are no longer coming from a place of lack. They are coming from the calling of your higher self. 5. the right people and messages start appearing. One of the most beautiful aspects of this shift is the way life begins to respond to your vibration. New people, mentors, messages, or even unexpected opportunities will begin to cross your path. These are not random events. They are answers. You may hear a phrase that touches your heart, see a sign that gives you clarity, or meet someone who supports your growth. The universe begins to send what you need, not what your ego wants, but what your spirit is ready for. 6. You feel a pull towards service and purpose. As you align more deeply with your soul, you will begin to feel a deep desire to help others, to contribute, and to live in purpose. This is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It is about knowing that your story, your experiences, and your healing can light the way for someone else. Purpose does not always arrive in a loud voice. Sometimes it shows up quietly, as a gentle nudge saying, "There is more you are meant to give." 7. You are no longer waiting, you are becoming. Most importantly, you stop waiting for life to begin. You stop putting your dreams on hold. You stop saying, "one day," because you realize that the shift is not something that happens later. It is happening now. You are no longer just surviving. You are stepping into your true self. You are choosing to grow. You are choosing to trust. You are choosing to live with intention and light. This moment is sacred. The shift has already begun. It may be quiet and it may feel unfamiliar, but it is very real. Your energy is rising. Your awareness is expanding. Your soul is waking up fully. You are being asked to walk forward not with fear, but with faith. Not with answers, but with trust. Not with perfection, but with presence. Because from this moment on, your path is no longer about what happened in the past. It is about who you are becoming, and that journey has just begun. As you rise into your power, as your light begins to shine brighter, one ancient voice will try to pull you back. That voice is not from your soul. It is not from the divine. It is from the mind. More specifically, it is the conditioned part of the mind, the part that has been trained by years of fear, failure, comparison, and survival. When your awakening begins, when your heart starts believing that miracles are real and that you were born for something greater, the mind will feel threatened. It has been the driver for a very long time, and now it senses that something new is taking the lead, your spirit. This is where doubt enters. It whispers softly at first, like a breeze that seems harmless. It says things like, "What if this is not real?" Or "What if you were just imagining it?" Then slowly that doubt becomes louder. The mind starts asking questions like, "What if you are not good enough for this journey?" Or "What if you fail like before?" You must remember this. Doubt is not truth. Doubt is a signal that something powerful is awakening. 1. Why the mind doubts. The mind is a brilliant tool. It helps us solve problems, create strategies, and understand logic. But the mind is also deeply influenced by the past. If it has experienced disappointment or pain before, it tries to protect us by warning us not to repeat those experiences. This protection mechanism is where doubt is born. It is not evil. It is simply outdated. The mind is doing what it was trained to do, keep you safe even if that safety means staying small. But your soul was never meant to remain small. You are here to expand, to grow, and to rise. 2. How doubt shows up. Doubt can wear many faces. Sometimes it looks like overthinking. Other times it hides behind perfectionism, fear of judgment, or the need for approval. It can even make you question your intuition. It is important to recognize that these feelings are natural but not final. Just because a doubtful thought enters your mind does not mean it deserves your belief. It is a visitor, not a master. 3. listening to the soul instead. Your soul speaks in stillness, not in noise. While the mind may shout, the soul whispers. It says things like, "You are safe now," "You are ready," or "You are loved beyond measure." These messages may be quiet, but they are filled with peace. They do not pressure you. They support you. When the mind begins to doubt, pause, breathe, come back to the present moment. Ask yourself, is this voice helping me grow, or is it trying to hold me back? This simple awareness can shift everything. 4. The role of faith in the face of doubt. Faith is not about being certain all the time. It is about choosing to believe even when the path is unclear. Faith is the soul's way of speaking louder than the fear in the mind. It is choosing love over logic, peace over panic, and purpose over protection. Every great transformation requires this step. You must learn to walk through doubt with your head held high and your heart wide open. 5. You are not your doubts. One of the most empowering truths is this: you are not the voice in your head. You are the awareness that hears it. When you realize this, doubt loses its power. You no longer need to argue with it. You simply acknowledge it and keep moving forward. You are the dreamer. You are the believer. You are the divine soul having a human experience. Your light was not placed inside you to be dimmed by old thoughts. 6. Returning to inner stillness. When the mind becomes loud, return to stillness. Take a walk in nature. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Write your thoughts down and then release them. Stillness is not about doing nothing. It is about remembering who you are beneath the noise. The more time you spend in presence, the less power doubt will have over you. You will begin to hear your inner wisdom more clearly. You will feel your strength returning. In every great journey, there comes a moment when the mind tries to stop the soul. It may use logic. It may use memory. It may use fear. But you must choose to listen to something deeper. You are the chosen one. You are being called for a purpose greater than what the mind can fully understand. The doubt you feel is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to go even deeper. Trust your light. Trust your calling. Trust the quiet voice within that never gave up on you. And when the mind begins to doubt again, because it will, smile gently, place your hand over your heart, and say, "I am already on my way," because you are. Glowing star, there are moments in life when everything feels uncertain. The path ahead looks foggy. The answers are quiet. You may feel like you are walking alone, but the truth is you are not. Even in your silence, even in your confusion, you are being guided. Guidance does not always appear as a loud voice or a shining sign. Sometimes it comes in whispers. Sometimes it comes through delays, changes, and unexpected turns. You may not always recognize it in the moment, but something greater is always at work. Every step you have taken, whether it made sense or not, was part of a divine orchestration. The lessons, the detours, the pauses, the people who came and went, all of it carried a hidden message. All of it was preparing you. All of it was guiding you. 1. The nature of divine guidance. Divine guidance is not always logical, but it is always perfect. It flows from a place of love that knows far more than the mind can comprehend. It sees the bigger picture. It understands your purpose, your potential, and your power. When you feel lost or unsure, it is not because you are off track. It is often because you are being redirected. The universe, the divine energy, or your higher self, whatever name you feel aligned with, does not operate on fear. It moves through trust, timing, and truth. 2. Signs you are being guided. Guidance often comes in ways that the mind overlooks. A sudden thought that brings peace. A person you meet unexpectedly who says exactly what you needed to hear. A delay that frustrates you but protects you from something unseen. a dream that lingers in your memory, a message that arrives just when you are about to give up. These are not coincidences. These are divine breadcrumbs. They are signs that you are not alone. You are being supported by forces that care deeply about your journey. Sometimes, even the obstacles are guidance in disguise. They are there to build your strength, sharpen your clarity, and help you trust the inner wisdom that has always been within you. 3. Trusting what you cannot see. Trust is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. It is easy to trust when everything is clear, but true faith grows when nothing makes sense, yet you choose to move forward anyway. The universe often hides the full plan to protect your process. If you saw every step ahead, your mind might try to control it. But your soul thrives in surrender. That is why you are asked not to know everything, but to trust everything. There may be seasons where you feel as if nothing is happening, but those are the very moments where everything is shifting behind the scenes. What looks like silence is actually sacred preparation. 4. Listening from within. The world is filled with noise, and the mind can be filled with doubt. But your inner voice, the one that feels peaceful, warm, and still, is your greatest compass. That voice will never shame you. It will never rush you. It will always speak with love. To hear that voice clearly, create space for stillness. Sit in silence. Connect with nature. Reflect through journaling. Meditate or pray if it feels right to you. These simple practices open the door to receive divine insight. When you quiet the world around you, the guidance within you becomes louder. 5. Everything is unfolding for your highest good. Even when something does not go as planned, it does not mean it failed. It means something higher is unfolding. Sometimes what you think is a delay is actually a divine intervention. What you thought was rejection is actually redirection. The universe is not ignoring you. The divine is not testing you. You are being guided towards something better, even if you cannot see it yet. You may not always know where the road leads, but you are never walking it alone. You are surrounded by light, love, and divine intelligence. Every step, every pause, every question is part of a grand design that is leading you home, to yourself, to your purpose, to your highest path. Let go of the pressure to figure everything out. Let go of the fear that you are behind. You are exactly where you need to be. You are doing better than you think, and you are more guided than you know. So take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Release the worry. You are not alone. You are being guided. Every moment, every breath, even now, there comes a sacred moment in every journey where the next step is no longer about searching, doubting, or questioning. It is about choosing. It is about saying yes, not because you have every answer, but because your heart knows it is time. This is that moment for you. You have walked through uncertainty. You have felt the silent whispers of something greater calling your name. You have stood at the edge of a powerful transformation. And now the path is no longer ahead of you. It is beneath your feet. All that remains is for you to say yes to it. 1. Saying yes does not require perfection. Many people believe they must be fully ready before they begin. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, the perfect clarity. But the truth is, the journey begins when you say yes from where you are, exactly as you are. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be willing. Willing to grow. Willing to trust. Willing to follow the quiet knowing inside of you. That yes does not need to be loud, can be a whisper, can be a decision made in silence. What matters is that it comes from your heart. 2. The power of saying yes. When you say yes to your path, something shifts. You begin to align with a higher energy. Doors begin to open. Synchronicities begin to appear. The fog begins to clear. You start attracting exactly what you need, not because you chase it, but because you become aligned with it. Saying yes sends a signal to the universe, tells life that you are ready, that you trust the journey, that you are willing to walk forward with faith, even if you cannot see every step ahead. It is not a passive yes. It is an active agreement with your purpose, a sacred handshake between your soul and the divine. 3. Saying yes to yourself. Before you say yes to the outer path, you must first say yes to yourself. That means accepting who you are, embracing your journey, and honoring your own timing. You have already overcome more than you realize. You have already healed more than you give yourself credit for. You are not starting from zero. You are rising from experience, strength, and wisdom that life has already carved into your spirit. To say yes to the path is to say, I believe in myself again. 4. Courage over certainty. This path will ask for your courage. It will not always offer certainty. There may be moments where you question, moments where you wonder if you made the right choice. But remember, courage is not the absence of doubt. It is the willingness to keep going through it. Every great transformation begins with a simple choice. Not a dramatic moment, not a sudden miracle, just a quiet decision to say yes to your growth, to your light, to your calling. You are stronger than your fears. You are greater than your doubts. And your willingness to keep walking forward is proof of your inner power. 5. Trust the timing. Sometimes the path opens slowly. Sometimes it moves quickly. Trust both. Say yes without demanding the outcome to appear immediately. Life unfolds in divine timing, not by pressure, but by alignment. Saying yes is about being present with the process. It is about trusting that what is meant for you will not miss you. It will arrive when you are energetically, emotionally, and spiritually ready to receive it. Your role is not to rush it. Your role is to keep showing up with an open heart. 6. A daily practice of yes. Saying yes is not a one-time event. It is a daily decision. Each morning you can choose again. You can realign. You can remember your why. You can say yes to peace instead of pressure. Yes to healing instead of holding back. Yes to stepping forward instead of staying small. Even when life feels overwhelming, you can still choose the path. Even when you feel unsure, you can still show up. And that is what makes you powerful. This is your moment, not a future version of you, not a perfect version of you. The version of you reading these words right now. This is who the path was designed for. This is who the light is waiting on. Say yes. Say yes to your purpose. Say yes to the gifts that live inside you. Say yes to the unknown, to the mystery, to the magic that is unfolding. Say yes even if your voice shakes. Say yes even if your mind questions. Say yes because your soul already knows. You are not late. You are right on time. And everything begins the moment you say yes to the path. There is something your soul has been trying to tell you. Not with noise, but with stillness. Not through pressure, but through presence. It is a gentle, quiet message that lives inside your heart, waiting for you to truly listen. The reminder is this: you were never lost. You were always being guided. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of confusion was not meant to break you. It was meant to shape you. You have not been walking in circles, you have been spiraling upward. Each lesson, each turn, each tear has led you to a higher version of yourself. Your soul wants you to remember who you truly are beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond the noise of the world. You are not just surviving, you are evolving. You are not alone. You are always surrounded by unseen support. You are not running out of time, you are right on time. This is not the end of your journey. This is the awakening of a deeper one. One that honors your truth, your power, your light. Say thank you to your past. Forgive what you could not change. Embrace who you have become. And walk forward not with fear, but with faith. The final reminder your soul offers you is simple, yet powerful. You are ready now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, let this be your sacred permission to rise, to trust, to shine. Your path is calling, and your soul already knows the way. Dizzy, if your soul felt this message. Speech balloon comment below. I receive this message fully. Red heart, like this video to anchor this shift into your life. Envelope with arrow, share it with someone who might be silently waiting for their message too. And remember, this is not the end. This is the moment you begin again with divine power.